Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video about weapons which are called Remementos in this game. So if you are stuck in that little quest that says that you need to level up a Rememento and you don't know what the fuck that is, and you probably think, oh, Rememento should be a character. No, Rememento is actually here, is a weapon, right? And this is pretty much what is going to be the bulk of the stats for your character. It's going to be really important for you to have this and to use it, particularly with all of your characters, right? Um, and they are divided in different types. So each weapon is not useful for every single character. It doesn't work like that, right? This particular weapon is limited, right? Is limited, sorry, not limited, limited to characters that are of the attacking type, right? You see it here. It says attack type, right? What would happen if I use this weapon on a character that is not an attacking type character? But simple. I would get the stats, right? But I would not get the benefits that are here. So the passive effects would not be applied. So that's pretty much how it works, right? So if you all you need is the stats, then go ahead, go for it, right? It works, right? But if you definitely want to take advantage of the full benefits of the weapon, just make sure that you are going with a weapon that is actually good for your character. So today I'm going to be speaking about which weapons are good, where you can get weapons that are good, right? What's the best way to get the best weapons in the game, and also really important is which 4-star weapons are actually good and I should be leveling up because are going to help me in the game. So that's all we're going to be talking about today. So let's go with it. Now, for Remementos, I already said that every single Rememento is different, right? And would have different types. This is a 4-star and this is a 5-star. Don't get confused. They are very similar. I almost got confused here. My brain exploded for a moment, right? As you can see, these are 4-star weapons that I have leveled up to level 80, right? And the reason why I'm doing this is because these weapons are actually good. I mean, there is not a massive difference between a 4-star weapon and a 5-star weapon, right? As you can see here, this weapon will give you 289 attack, and this one is 227. Yes, that one is a little bit higher, but this one also gives me here 6% offense, which is an additional 6% attack. Again, this is completely usable. I'm using this weapon with this character, and I'm able to build to clear any content using that weapon without any problem whatsoever, right? If we're talking about PvP, yes, then yeah, every single little bit of a stat works, and it's really important. But when it comes to the general things that you need to do in the game, don't worry about that, right? You need to have one weapon that is really good that you want to use for PvP, and then for any other content, just go for 4-star weapons, which I'm going to be telling you which one you should be going for, right? So one of the best things that you should do in the game at the beginning is just wait until you have summoned everything that you can summon in the game, right? The game is going to give you approximately a total of like 150 something pulls for the limited banner, assuming that you're using all of your gems just to pull here in the limited banner, which is something that I do definitely recommend that you do. Don't pull with gems on your permanent banner. That's something that I already said in a video. So if you want to see my reasoning for that, just go to that video and you will be able to know, right? And I would recommend just check the weapon for the character. If you see that the weapon is actually good, like for example, this one is usable for pretty much every single character in the game. Very rare weapons are specifically tailored to a particular character. In this particular case, as you can see, it's a weapon that gives you attack power and critical damage. And then when your HP is 70% or less, then your attack power would increase by an additional 10%. And then if your current health is 50% or less, then the attack power increases for this effect is double, right? So pretty much as you can see here, the weapon is actually really good. And it would be working on any character, right? It works wonders in Beatrice, for example, which is a character that you actually want the enemy to put it as low HP as possible, because if she is lower HP than the enemy, then she would ignore the armor of the enemy when she attacks, which is crazy. She deals massive damage, right? And then you also can pull, whenever you pull here on this character, then you can get the coins, right? You pull for the weapon, the coins that you get are coins that you can also use to get the character later on, right? When it comes to the permanent banner, you're going to be getting a total amount of around 250 to 240 pools, completely free to play, assuming that you are exploring the entire map. I have a couple of videos about exploration, and there is some other videos about exploration that other people already posted into the game. So you can see that, so you can watch that, and you can use that for reference. But my recommendation is, again, wait until you have pulled every single team. And then once you have pulled every single team, just go ahead and check here if you want to exchange either for a character, because you can exchange for a character, whichever character you want. It will cost you 200, right? Or maybe instead of exchanging for a character, the best option would actually be to exchange for a weapon, right? You, again, as I said, if you got the weapon for IB, that's probably going to be enough for you for PvP and for the PvE content. So maybe you want another PvE weapon that is actually going to be good. Which again is not really completely necessary, because I'm going to tell you of a way in which you can also get weapons. But let's say that you cannot use the other way that I am going to tell you about weapons and how to get the weapons, right? You can get this one, right? This weapon is crazy good. It's definitely going to be a game changer, and you're going to notice that this extra MP that you get at the start of the combat is the difference between having a barely functioning composition to a fully functioning composition with your team, right? So this is massive. It's extremely important to have. And not only that, but this weapon also have a 25% chance to restore one more MP at the start of the turn. Most of the times your supports are going to be the fastest units on your team, and they are going to be taking a lot of turns. If you level up these to max level somehow, which is possible with the what I'm going to tell you in a moment, right? This goes up to 50%. Imagine every single turn having the chance to get an additional MP. Throw in a coin, and if you land the coin correctly, you can get an additional MP every single turn, and that's going to make a big difference, especially for content where you need to clear the enemies fast. Right, there's some content in this game where you need to clear the content before a specific amount of turns. So being able to move and use more skills more often is definitely going to be way good, way better. So this is definitely something that you should be considering. But if you are going for PvP, I'm going to be making a video about like what would be like the best start for you to build a team around PvP, and then completely focus on PvP, but also being able to clear the PvE content, right? I'm going to be making a video about that soon. Now, the other way for you to get weapons is actually the Battle Pass, right? The Battle Pass, the free version of it, will give you enough of these coins for you to get 200, and then you can buy a dupe, right, for your characters. This is a general dupe that you can use on any character of the game. But if you pay for the Battle Pass, right, then you get another 200, right? You get 200 more below here, right? So that's going to be a total of 400. But then you notice that with 400, you can definitely get the dupe, which is really important. It's way more important than the weapons, right? You definitely can get the dupe, but you will be short 100 for you to be able to get a weapon, right? And that's because if you buy this, the highest level for the Battle Pass, you actually get 200 more. So now you can buy the dupe, buy the weapon, and you would have 100 extra that you can use the next time for the next Battle Pass to do the same again. But this time, instead of buying like that, you're going to be able to come here, buy your dupe, buy the weapon, and you will be able to have enough to buy a dupe for the other weapon that you want to start leveling up, right? Which is really good. Or my recommendation the first time is for actually to use, since you're going to be having 100 extra, right? You need 500 to be able to buy the dupes and the weapon, right? And you already have 100 left, right? You would have 200 left this time. It would allow you to buy this, and then start to increase the levels of this weapon, which is crazy good, right? But you can actually just save for the next one, and then in the next Battle Pass, then you can get the dupe, and then you can get 2 different weapons that you can use with other characters, right? Which is going to be really good, because there's some weapons here that are super strong. So let's say that you miss the Ivy banner because you start after Ivy, right? And you're not able to get her weapon. Well, this weapon is really good. This weapon is 15% more damage whenever you are above 50% health, and then it will heal you 12% of your damage if you're below 50% health. So it's really really good. It's a weapon that it works with everything, right? It has a decent amount of attack, right? And if you level this up to max level, is 25% extra damage, which is crazy. It's really, really good, right? And the other one that I would recommend getting from here that is really good is this one here. That is a weapon that you use for all of your characters, like Arnis, for example, or Libertas, right? Really, really would appreciate having this weapon because he has a fat head on it, right? And you definitely need the fat head. And it has a 25% chance that you apply an increased damage taking debuff on the enemy, which is insane. Keep in mind that Arnis is always attacking all enemies. Libertas is always attacking all enemies. At least one enemy is going to get this debuff, and that's going to be great and insane, right? And so if you're getting very lucky, you can probably just put it on every single enemy, and then that way you can guarantee the clear of a specific content that was very difficult for you before, right? Aside from that, this weapon is actually pretty good, the defensive one, because this one, what it would do is that it would grant a shield to all of your allies that is going to be equal to 20% of your armor for one turn, right? And that's at the end of your turn, so every single turn, your defensive character is going to be accumulating a massive heal on all of your units, and this is probably going to be something that is going to allow you to survive better, right? For now, the only problem with this weapon is that you probably would only use it on PvE, maybe on PvE as well. But on PvE, it would not have effect on the very beginning because there is not a single defensive unit that is fast enough for you to be able to add before your enemy adds. So it may be something, whenever I speak about PvP, I will probably just let you know guys a little bit more about that. But yeah, but that's the way that this particular thing works about weapons. I think that this is pretty much everything that you needed to know. And the game is actually pretty generous. Again, I'm happy with just the free battle pass. You can just don't get the dupe and wait for the other battle pass, and then get a weapon, whatever weapon you're needing, right? And then after that, start getting the dupes as well. So the game is actually pretty generous, in my opinion. And the way in which all the content works is actually not that complicated. In any case, guys, thank you so much for being here. Hoping that this information was good, and see you in the next one. Peace.